Hey guys, it's your boy Dre here, aka Officer Friendly. I wanted to do this video because I've been receiving a lot of questions at the different book readings, story times, and just public speaking events that I've done about why did I become a police officer. So I wanted to explain in detail the reasons that I became a police officer, the pros and cons to policing, and what inspired me to write my book, Officer Friendly. The first reason that I wanted to become a police officer, I attribute a lot of it to my uncle, Stanley Mike. Served in the military, the Marines, for 20 plus years, 25 plus years actually, reaching the rank of Master Sergeant, then came home from the military and became a police officer for Miami-Dade Public Schools. During this time, I was a young man, teenager, I believe, still playing Little League, football, Liberty City Optimist Club, running around, thinking that I was gonna play football for my entire life. Uncle Stan, being my hero, somebody that I always looked up to, made me view officers and policing as something to be proud of. Pivoting out of sports was influential in my decision to ultimately become a police officer. I tried a bunch of different things, but nothing ever gave me that camaraderie that was comparable to football, that brotherhood that was comparable to sports, or that unity that I needed to thrive in any type of working environment. In policing, there's a significant amount of trust that you have to have for one another. You have to have for your partners, zone partners, your supervisors. So ultimately, my Uncle Stanley was probably the biggest impact on why I became a police officer. His life was the blueprint to my decision-making to go into law enforcement and how I wanted to tailor my life and how I wanted to tailor my actions in the life that I would want to provide to my family. Due to my Uncle Stan always being my hero and him being a police officer, heroism, police officer went hand in hand to me growing up. The second significant factor on why I wanted to become a police officer is that throughout my life, I've experienced a lot of deaths from gun violence, not only in my family, but also in the community that I grew up in. My father, God rest his soul, was the victim of gun violence when I was 7 years old. He was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting near the Pork and Bean Projects, right across the street from where I grew up. This has had a significant impact on me then, and it had a greater impact on me when I decided to get into law enforcement and become more understanding of investigations, understanding of the time, energy, and willpower and determination that it takes to investigate a case and to completion and bring justice to someone's family. I've always wondered, since getting into law enforcement, did the officers who investigated, or the detectives who investigated my father's murder case, did they take it serious? Was it something that they cared about? Was it just another case for them? Now, me being a police officer, I have the ability to investigate cases wholeheartedly in an attempt to bring justice to a family and right or wrong that was done to innocent people, children, wives, husbands, and the community at large. So ultimately, this brings me a great deal of satisfaction, a great deal of peace to investigate cases to the best of my ability and ultimately bring a criminal to justice. So lastly, I want to give you guys some pros and cons of policing from my perspective. One of the pros of policing, if you like a team environment, if you like brotherhood, camaraderie, policing fosters that type of environment. You always have people who are more introverted than others. Some people are more extroverted than others. But ultimately, we come together as a collective group of individuals from various backgrounds, ethnicities, genders, races, for a common goal. I love that about policing. And I think that this makes the job, the career of policing, satisfiable when it's a group of people. And I think that's what human beings yearn for, a group of people working towards a collective goal and accomplishing that goal together is a fulfilling experience, a fulfilling human experience. that we all share. The priorities of life from a law enforcement perspective is probably one of the least discussed topics when it comes to policing. The understanding that your life comes last. Victims, citizens, civilians, their safety is paramount. They come first. The public's lack of understanding for the sacrifices that police officers are willing to make. A lot of police officers go to work with the idea that they have to put their lives in jeopardy for the betterment of society, for the betterment of their community, and for the betterment of individuals. That's all individuals. And it could be a person who doesn't even like police officers, who has zero respect or zero acknowledgement for the sacrifices that we make on a regular basis. Us having to put our lives on the line for this person. And a lot of us, I know myself, I'm prepared to do that because that's what I signed up for. I signed up to be a protector of the innocent, and at the time, the innocent could be anybody. And that is something that I believe is a con, because a lot of times you don't get the acknowledgement that you would probably want to receive. But at least myself, I don't do it for the acknowledgement. It is nice to be acknowledged for caring about the safety and welfare of the community and trying to make the community better. And I think that's something that officers getting into the profession, officers that are in the profession, and officers who have that understanding constantly need to be drilled and have an understanding that that is all that matters to us, the safety of the public. That is our main objective, our main priority. The last con in my mind is the lack of support that you could receive from family and friends, people who you thought had similar ideas about society's needs and the necessity of law and order for a functioning, happy society, safe society at that. And some people don't understand that that's a necessity, that police officers are a necessity, that ensuring safety and governance of society is necessary. That could be a significant con because you can lose friends, you can lose loved ones over some ideological beliefs. So that's it. That's all I have, guys. That's the reason that I got into law enforcement. Those are the reasons that I got into law enforcement. Those are some of the pros, some of the cons, and I hope this message helps you in making the decision to ultimately get into the profession of law enforcement or stay out of the profession of law enforcement. Either way, order my book. It's available on Amazon, officer friendly. Check me out on YouTube, Instagram at Dre._1, YouTube Andrae Kirk. I'll see you guys later. Thanks. Officer friendly out.